Saturday night. Yeah, we gotta get the part right, dude. Gotta get the part right. Oh, the hair's a mess. Screw it. We'll just give it one of these. We'll give it a LA tweak. How you doing, everybody? What's happening? It's Bad Brad live with you backstage with Bad Brad. A little refreshing iced tea. FMP, glad to have you here. Paul is here with the wrench. Leah is here, and we're going to have a good time. Let's see who else we get in here. Let's crack open a sparkling water. Eric, how you doing, brother? Dale, how you doing? Scott, how you doing? Glad to have everybody here. Yes, we're going to have a good time tonight. I was just scrambling to get an interview that got canceled for tomorrow, scrambling to fill that slot. So we have tomorrow morning on the channel, we've got an interview that's going to air. It's the Tony Starlin from the band Foxy Rocks. That interview is going to air tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Breakfast Club. I'll see you tomorrow morning for that. But yeah, the guy I had scheduled to interview tomorrow afternoon had to cancel, had a scheduling conflict. So I was able to thankfully get an amazing interview at the last minute with a good friend, and I'm not gonna leak it yet. Who I got, but I got a great. It's gonna be awesome, man. Got a legend that's gonna be on. Rhonda, how you doing? So yeah, I got two guys in Nashville tomorrow that I'm going to interview, and those interviews will go up on the channel in the member section. If you are a rock star level member, you'll have access to that. And Eric, everybody wants the P-Funk interview, and it's kind of like the Dr. Star interview or the Phoenix interview. Those guys have an open invitation. All they got to do is say, I'm ready to do it, and I'll do it. So let's see what Chris is saying. I saw there's a video that shows Tammy's fiance jump overboard. Oh my God, I have not seen that, Chris. But yeah, we've confirmed. Patton, how you doing? We've confirmed that Tammy didn't have anything to do with the incident off the boat, and that's all I'm gonna add to that. And it's just tragic, and I can't imagine what he's had to deal with. And he's still on that boat, and from what I understand, they're supposed to jump on another boat right after this. So I don't know what's going on, man. Apparently it was cruise season for them, and they were going to do one boat and then jump on and get on another rock cruise after this. So I don't know, man. Yeah, Chris, I was unaware of that's out there, and I don't have any interest in seeing that. It's tragic all the way around. And then, we can talk about this. One thing we can talk about like this is, being musicians. We're a little bit nuts. We're a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? We're all a little bit nuts, right? And we tend to attract similar souls, right? Sometimes women are attracted to musicians because they want to fix us. We seem like a project that they want to fix. And then sometimes we as musicians or men, sometimes we date women who we think we can fix. I can fix her, dude. I can fix her. And from what I understand, his friend Ricky Rockman said that, they had a tumultuous relationship, and I've heard other people refer to that. And I'm sure Rhonda is saying the thing that I don't want to say. But yeah, some people are just a little bit, over the top. And man, that's just I just can't even imagine. I think, I almost think like if they were, I think maybe that she was trying to lash out. I'm not even sure that she was thinking rationally doing something like that. Maybe she thought she could, and they'd get her out of the water and everything would be okay. I don't know, man. You can't know what's going through somebody's head, but it is a tragedy. Here's Euros. I don't know if you've ever talked about it before, but curious what the heaviest metal music you actually like is. Euro. What is the heaviest? Man, I don't know if I really like the super like seven string like stuff. I think my ears stopped with heavy rock. Maybe, Ozzy Van Halen, Rat, Racer X. Maybe you would say Racer X would be the heaviest thing. Once it started getting super low bass territory, drop tuning, and that stuff, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, and why I didn't get into heavier music, why I didn't get into it, because when grunge took over and I moved to Nashville, and I got exposed and had to play way different types of music than rock. And so, I just didn't wasn't exposed to the stuff. I like jazz. Yeah, I like jazz. I like rock and roll. I like hard rock. But I think I like to hear sophisticated chord changes. For me, I didn't get into like a band like Meshuggah. I couldn't really tell you anything that they do. I like Motorhead. I think Motorhead is cool. How do you handle playing genres you can't pass up because the dough, but really not fond of, or have you? Well, Rhonda, I'm not a huge country music fan, but you have to look. The bottom line is somebody will need a player that they think that you can do the job, and they know that you're not a country player, but country music, is looking for other players. They need different people to fill different roles. Maybe they need you to sing more than they need you to play chicken picking, guitar licks. Maybe that's why I got the call to at least to do one of those road gigs. And you have to go, well, look, you have to find what you can do in that style of music. I have to listen to it and go, let me go see it. And a lot of times I'll go, let me listen to this and see if it's in my wheelhouse. It comes down to the old Andrew Dice Clay thing. Little boy blue, he needed the money. And I can remember having a girlfriend at the time, and she had moved to town to stay in my little 800 square foot house. And I got the call to go on the road. And I was already doing an oldies gig, but there weren't many dates on the books, and my finances were pretty bleak. And I was just eking out enough money to pay this $650 mortgage. And the phone rings to go back out on the road with a country artist. And the girl's going, you don't do it. You don't need to do that. And I go, look at my bank account. Look at the bills, the stack of bills over there. I have to go do this. I have to do it. I don't have a choice. And it was literally like kind of begging me not to do it. And I had to, man. I had to. I knew it was a risk. Look, anytime you go out on the road, you could last a day, you could last a week, you could last 3 years, you could last 20 years. K Dog is asking, did you ever come close to quitting the industry? Well, I mean, you could argue me leaving Nashville is in some way quitting the industry, but I'm doing this. I'm doing this and I'm doing something different, but I think it's going to pull me back. I was talking to my dad today, and he was encouraging me to stay on this path. And he says, this I think this, he says, I think this will lead to something else. So, Freddie B, what's happening? Is that a new fuzz face behind you, and why the red one? Understand they're all a bit different. All right, Freddie, you got it. This, this was a fuzz face that I bought a long time ago. Maybe 15, 20 years ago, right? And I had also at one time bought a Hendrix fuzz face, right? Well, somehow the backing plates got switched. And so this red one has a Hendrix fuzz face backing plate on it, but it's just a regular fuzz face. And this thing is smelling it, because this thing was in my funky garage, sitting in a box. And it was always things dude, this is about as big as my head, right? These things are, you open this up, and let's see if can I twist this thing open? Yeah, it's still got the center screw, but let's see if I can open this thing up. You look inside of these. Yeah, let's get the likes up. I'm doing surgery on a pedal right now. We're gonna open up this thing. I'm curious to see if this thing has a corroded battery in it. That would be my first thing. I needed to do this. So thank you guys for letting me do this. Let me get a screwdriver. We've got a screwdriver here. And let's pop this back open and see if it's got an old corroded battery in it, because that's not good, right? And this thing, like I said, this thing has been in storage for a long time. Thank you, Freddie, for suggesting this. Look, this is something unique we haven't done on this channel, is open up an old fuzz face. What are your thoughts on full tone OCD? I got one on my main pedal board. That's my thoughts. Okay, so this did not have a battery in it. And you can see, look at the inside of this thing. It's nothing. It's nothing in here. Look, you got your jacks, your pots, right? And then this little circuit board here. And they've got a ribbon connector. So this isn't that old. I don't know what year this is. But let's see if the pots have a date code on it. Yeah, I don't see any date anywhere, but here is the inside of a fuzz face. So this giant housing for this, and it's just this little circuit board. So no wonder. And I don't think I have it here. I had one on my desk, but I have a miniature one somewhere. I have a miniature fuzz face somewhere, and they're about like that big, right? And that's plenty big for that circuit. It's a small circuit, but it's a cool pedal, man. It's cool. I like the way it looks back there. John E., how you doing, brother? Glad to have you here. Let's get those thumbs up, man. We got 72 people in there. Good evening, Super Strike. Shane, how you doing? Do you have any more enlightening stories about Blue Splash? No. Because here's the thing, man. I tried to avoid Blue Splash at all costs. I have very few personal Blue Splash stories because I would always seek out an alternative. What's happening, Peyton? Let's see. Awesome, Peyton. Glad to have you here. Hit that thumbs up. Temu pedals. I'm, you know, I've gotten some budget pedals. What's happening, bud? How you doing, brother? You know, Temu guitars and Temu. I just been. Are those records you played on? Yes, Simp. Yes. That is a tour poster, and those are three records. I've also got a couple more records in front of me on the other wall that I played on, and there's one I didn't get a copy of, and then there's another one that's at my mom's house in Virginia. And so, yeah, that's that's it. Right on, Paul. Glad to have you here, man. Peace to you, Paul. Glad to have you here. So, yeah, man. So I was going to comment on this. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. So, the Van Halen footage that I talked about, I think was it last week or the week before? Um, Man, it's gone. It's been pulled. Buy a $10 pedal like an overdrive and do a head-to-head with a name brand. Ericsson, that's a great idea. But I don't, I'm doing less and less of these demos. For lately, it's been if a company sends me something, then I do a demo. So I've actually got one other thing. Yeah, man, here's the thing, man. I have got to go through this stuff and and get rid of as much as I can. I need to. I'm gonna keep the guitars I like and everything, but uh, Bo, now come on, bro, come on, dude, eh, really, Bo? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But I'll give you a funny story on that, Bo. So you guys know that I have an Amazon affiliate, right? And if people buy something using my Amazon link, right, then I get a commission. So what's funny is and look, you can use the Amazon link in the description to this video and buy anything. Anything you buy will help the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. It just helps. What's happening, Maxwell? But here's the funny thing. I see what people have bought following my main link. When you follow the main link, I think it just takes you to generic like guitar stuff on Amazon. But essentially, anything you buy will help. But so apparently, Bo must have been shopping using my Amazon link because there was a purchase of a certain, shall we say, rooster ring. I'll let you substitute the other word so I don't lose monetization. But someone bought a rooster ring for their member. And so, Bo, it's no judge, bro. No judge, bro. But yeah, somebody purchased that, and yeah, I get. Do I? Okay, here's a good question. Um, do you get royalties from any of those records? Did you write any of it, or studio musician? Simp. So here's the deal. I did not write any of it. I was a studio musician. I was essentially in the road band, and we got to play on the record, which is a rare thing. If you're in the business in country music, what's happening, Joe? How you doing? In country music, it's rare that the backing band plays on the record. So that's the deal with that. And no, I don't. Here's the thing. I think the first couple of years after I played on those records, there was some kind of special payment, or something that would go out to studio musicians. And I think I got a mailbox money check for maybe $1,200 or something. And and that happened maybe the first year, and the second year maybe I got $600 or $700, and then I started getting these letters saying the special payment fund was going out of business and was non-existent anymore. And I think that has to do with the lack of actual physical record sales and all that. So the way it usually works with playing on records, unless you're producing, you don't get usually don't get points on a record, so you don't get any royalties. So it's basically, it's like having a trophy on your mantle, but it's not going to guarantee, it doesn't mean that I'm driving a Maserati. It's getting hate, if you know what I'm saying. Ah, that's delicious. So that's the deal, man. We are at what, 13,875 or something like that as far as subscribers to this channel, and that is absolutely amazing. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel, and yeah, that would help this channel out amazingly. And yeah, we're on the up. We're up on the upswing. Hello, Not Born Yesterday. Now, Not Born Yesterday is a new member of the band, or of the channel. She's a member and a subscriber. And she has had experience as a performer, and also, if I get this right, let me know. Born Yesterday, she also did some road work for a very well-known female rock group, which makes me want to think it's either Lita Ford or Joan Jett or Pat Benatar. I don't know, but that's great to have you here. First time I think she has joined a live chat. Do you like hip hop? What is hip hop? Second verse count. Which of those guitars is your favorite? Simp? That's a good question. Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah, I'm feeling so much better today, man. I'm feeling amazing. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Hello, Teresa. Glad to have you here. We got a great, and we got some new people in here tonight. Let's get the thumbs up. First of all, if you don't know this channel, please subscribe. We talk about music. We talk about life. We talk about, the struggle of being a creative person. Shane is saying Beatles or Stones. I'm a Stones guy. Wavelength, thank you so much. That is amazing. It's I can't even hit the like button, but that is amazing. Thank you. Have you ever thought about doing a watch along live of the movie Decline of Western Civilization 2? Bob, that's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. I've never done a watch along. I don't do reaction videos. Although, you know what? I'm thinking maybe I could pull it off now, because I've figured out how. I've got an iPad right here. You can see this. If I have notes when I shoot videos, if I have notes or whatever, I can put it on here, and I can screen record on the iPad, so I can watch something and then film me commenting on it. So that is an idea, man. I'm thinking about doing some stuff like that, but we should get Randy and do a watch along. Yeah, I hope Randy O is doing good, man. I haven't heard from him in a while, and I don't know if he's been posting on his channel, but I always wish him the best. He is a cool dude, and yeah, man, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. The thing about that Decline of Western Civilization Part 2 is, they got some good bands on there, but a lot of the sort of the street clowns that they kind of interviewed, it almost felt like they picked like the weirdest like ones. You didn't see, the bands were the bands, right? But the guys that they would just interview, or the groupies that they were kind of interviewing, you're like, who are these people? They could have just gotten some cool people and tried to make the scene look cool. But I think the goal was obviously to show that, oh, it's the decline of Western civilization, because that sells more than, hey, Alicia is here. How you doing? Glad to have Alicia Fair here. She is the wife of Michael Fair, who's a great friend of mine and great musician. Tim Hardiman is here. A lot of that stuff was staged, specifically the band out of Detroit that was driving around in vintage cars. I would imagine that was Tim. And from what I've understood and talking to Randy O, a lot of that, the whole Chris Holmes in the tub, Randy O said that was water in the vodka bottle. I mean, here's the thing. Chris Holmes is pouring that into his face. Dude, if you pour vodka and it gets in your eyes, dude, that is, you're not going to be, that was totally staged. And, do I think he was buzzed when he was doing it? Of course. Of course, I think he was buzzed. I think half of us had some kind of buzz going on the entire decade of being out there. I think everybody had some kind of something going on. But you're not gonna be pouring that stuff in your eyes, man. That was crazy. So there with P Funk. Got the P Funk. P Funk, they're calling for the P Funk interview, bro. They're calling for it, P Funk. He keeps calling me, man. He's calling. Dude, I need that P Funk, bro. It's like this, the 3 a.m. It's the 3 a.m. knock on the door. Dude, I need more P Funk, bro. Dude, open up, man. I know you got more P Funk, bro. Dude, we need P Funk, bro. And then, go away. So I remember I had a friend that would do that. He would show up at my door, knocking on the door at 2 a.m. I think one time he knocked on the door. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning, and and I go to the peephole and I see him out there, and dude, and I just go, I'm nude. Go away. Dude, Randy, what's happening? How you doing? Glad to have Randy Joy here. Super Strike. Would have bought a ticket, but the Ticketmaster app would have downloaded for me. Yeah, I was looking at Billy Strings tickets today. Springtime is almost here, and the time for the P-Funk interview is near indeed. Yes, we're gonna P-Funk. I'm gonna have to like block out a whole day for that. We'll do the P-Funk Chronicles. That's what we need. We need the Chronicles of the Funk, Chronicles of the P-Funk. That's everybody's clamoring for that. It's awesome, man. It's gonna be awesome. That channel that posted the leak 2 weeks ago was taken down. Yes, and as I was saying earlier, Maxell, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, and the Lord strike that poor boy down. We got to see the glory of vintage Van Halen, unreleased footage, backstage, blazing away, all of this stuff, and now it's gone. It doesn't exist, bro. Why? Look, man, look. The Lord has taken away. The Lord has giveth, but the Lord hath taken away. Why do these companies, make a deal with the guy who's got the tapes, remaster it, fix the video, do it right, put out an official Van Halen behind the scenes YouTube video or something. I just don't know, man. This is historic footage. This is like, unearthing unseen Jimi Hendrix footage. This is like unearthing unseen Led Zeppelin footage. It's amazing how so many of these iconic bands have such little footage out there. A band like Led Zeppelin, you could have videotaped them every night. Nowadays, now with the technology and the staging and all that, I would recommend any band that's successful tape every single night, make each performance unique, and keep an archive, keep a like I think keep the files in some non-destroyable thing, because man, one day you might need to go through those files and use it to create content, use it to put out material. And man, it's gone. And now, here we got a tiny glimpse of Edward Van Halen in his prime, and then they take it away from us. They take it away. And people, there are young kids out there that have no idea how good early Van Halen was. AB Normal, thank you so much for becoming the Blues King, sir. You know, yeah, and here's the thing. Um, yeah, the Us Festival footage has been out there for a while, and it's just not. Noel Monk, in his book, he says it. He says Van Halen only played one bad show, and that bad show was the Us Festival, the one show they got paid the most amount of money in their career. They just, they showed up too buzzed, right? They were just not as fine-tuned. Here's the other thing. Van Halen, I'm sure, was buzzed every night, right? But when they were young, it's easier to be buzzed. Or when you've been on tour for night after night, you become a machine. But the Us Festival was literally, they had to call Dave out of the jungle. Hey, Dave, we got an offer to play for $1 million. They had to go rehearse a few times and then go play this show when they weren't even like on the road or warmed up or anything. So that's why it's not the best. It's not the best performance by that band by far. So yeah, Roth was hammered, and it's funny and everything, but man, there's absolute some magic in the past of those guys. CB, how you doing? So that it's a shame that stuff. Yeah, it was a one-off, Randy. Exactly, a one-off, and a one-off, man. It's hard to be really good on a one-off. Did you get a chance to see Uriah Heep when they did some dates in America last year? I did not, Mike. I can't even remember the last show I went to. I can't even. Every time I think about going to a hockey game or a concert or something, I end up looking up the ticket prices and just going, man. And here's the thing. I just started getting into Billy Strings after that Rick Beato interview, and hearing how cleanly he plays those lines. And and I thought, man, I'd like to go see Billy Strings, right? And I see he's playing in Tampa, just a month and a half from now. It's almost completely sold out. The only thing available is nosebleeds, and I'm not crazy about nosebleeds. Now, they're fairly reasonably priced. They're like $45 each. That's doable, but you figure with 3 tickets, that's going to be at least $200. Then you figure $30 parking. So you're looking at, then you got to get a soda and some popcorn or whatever for the kid, and to keep the kid happy, because she might not be that into it. And you're looking at a $300 night. So yeah, the clip of him playing War Pigs is cool, man. The guy is really talented, dude. He's really talented. I don't give it up for people, and I'm not a fan of bluegrass, but gold-plated guitar strings, Dweezil Zappiutis, let us know if they're good. How much are the gold-plated guitar strings demonetized? That sounds expensive. I said, that sounds expensive. I don't know if I can afford that. I did not see Uriah Heep. Like I said, every time I look up a show and I do the math, it just doesn't make sense. I want to see Dirty Honey. That would be a good show. Last big concert I saw was Van Halen in 2015. Then Joe Walsh at the Orpheum Theater in Boston. Not a huge venue, but tremendous show. Those are two good shows, P Funk. You may have seen more than I have. We did go see a couple about 3 or 4 years ago. We went and saw Rod Stewart, and it was a good show. I mean, he had a good band and all that. Before that, we had seen Avenged Sevenfold. Now, somebody had asked me earlier, what's the heaviest band that you like? Now that I think about it, Avenged Sevenfold. I like Avenged Sevenfold, and they got Chad Wackerman's brother on drums. Great band, cool guitar solos. I like the singer's voice. I like them way better than Metallica. Yes, theaters and small shows are more enjoyable. It's more enjoyable. The only thing is, I don't drink anymore, and I can't take a kid to those like theaters and small venue shows. They're not well lit enough. There's not enough kids there. Dude, I see nothing these days. Tried for tickets to see Isbell at Riverside, $750. Yeah, that's insane, dude. I can honestly say, dude, there is no one that's ever existed that I would pay $750 to go see. You should check out Coroner. They're like the Rush of thrash. Okay, that sounds familiar. Phil Bradley is asking, who is Axl Rose? Nosebleeds for $45. Yeah, FMP. Yeah, then he's playing at I guess, where the, what is it, the Tampa Bay Lightning or something plays. Yeah, so $45 for being way up there. And how is that kind of music going to translate in a giant arena? Bluegrass in an arena? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But maybe I'll just have to stick to old YouTube, watching music on YouTube. AX7 Wackerman was in a band in the 90s, band for good with Thomas McLaughlin. Very cool. Saw Johnny Winter in 98 in Long Island. Wow, Mountain opened for him. I bet that was a toneful show. Teresa, how you doing? As much as I wanted to see the Doobie Brothers, they were 300 and up. Yeah, I just can't. I can't get into that, man. I can't. It's so expensive. Were they war pigging at a Renaissance fair? Yeah. The clip of Billy Strings playing War Pigs, and he's wearing like Renaissance clothes. So yeah, that's interesting. Corner show I went to see, 440 seat club, $44. Yeah, CB, that's not going to happen, bro. I got the fam. Saw a video, guys recorded a night in Nashville on Broadway. That scene is insane. Yeah, it is. It is. Flaz, JSG, yes, it is. I'm going to see AC/DC in Nashville in May. That will be a good show, Chris. They're coming here, but that was another thing where it was like, man, do I want to pay this money to go see this? I feel lucky that I got to see AC/DC, everybody in the band, Malcolm, Angus, Phil Rudd, Cliff Williams on bass, and Brian Johnson. Me and my dad got to go see that lineup. I think it was the Black Train tour or whatever that train was. And so, yeah, I'm happy with that. And I don't think we probably paid 35 bucks a ticket or something like that. So Laura, yeah, thank you. Wave has seen some awesome shows. Yeah, Wave has seen some, he's been around to see them. Tangier, all right. AC/DC in 81. Wow, $11. You were there too in is that 2008? Yeah, Tim, that was a great tour, man. AC/DC was first concert on the Ballbreaker tour in '96. Tickets were less than 50. Wow. Priest on the Painkiller tour. I bet that was that the first tour that had Scott Travis on drums? Yeah, Priest in '83. Have I ever seen Judas Priest? No, I have never seen Judas Priest. And I have only seen Motley Crue once. Um, Tim Hardiman. We saw the same tour. Now, I think me and my dad saw it in Kentucky or Indiana, somewhere we had to drive up to go see that. I have never seen Priest. I've only seen Scott Travis playing with Racer X. And I have seen Motley Crue only once, and it was when they had that girl, Samantha Mahoney on drums or something like that. That was the only time I saw Motley Crue. I've seen Poison a couple times. I saw Lynch Mob. I saw them, I think, back in the, was it the 90s, early 90s? I saw them. Let's see what other. I saw Scorpions on the Monsters of Rock tour opening for Van Halen. Talk about a lineup. Kingdom Come, Metallica, Dokken, what was the other one? Dokken, Scorpions, and Van Halen. Who do you think was the best on that tour? Who do you think was best out of all those bands? Kingdom Come, Metallica, Dokken, Scorpions, and Van Halen. The Metallica had the most impressive crowd response because they started this mosh pit. They ripped the chairs out of the floor. That was a whole thing. That was at the LA Sports Arena, right? Wow, Born Yesterday. That's amazing. You saw Zeppelin in '69 at Fillmore East. Oh my God, what a legendary show. Dude, imagine Fillmore East. Why doesn't somebody buy the name Fillmore East and Fillmore West and have concert venues? Where is the new Bill Graham? Somebody to feed the music industry. Here's the problem. LA is still pay to play. And it might work for the bands that are out there. And like I have an interview tomorrow morning with Tony Starlin, and he plays with Foxy Rocks, and Foxy Rocks is still playing the whiskey, but it's still pay to play. And that interview is going to air tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So we're talking about a Sunset Strip veteran who's back out there after 21 years, back out there playing and putting on a big show. It's a great interview, really cool guy. Everybody tune in for that. But here's the thing, man. If venues would have a curator, somebody to go around and find the talent and start booking them in their club, and a club got famous because they created a scene, like the Fillmore East was a scene, the Fillmore West was a scene, and start promoting these bands, building them up. We could have another music scene. We could have another thing. Oh, El Macumbo in Tirana is going under. Didn't it already go under? I know weren't they selling pieces of it? I saw somebody had built a guitar out of a piece of the El Macumbo. Socializing is dead. That's just a terrible thing, man. There will never be another Bill Graham, though. Yeah, Bill Graham. I mean, that was a dude who put on shows, and he knew who to book. He would book. Here's the thing: it would be nothing to have B.B. King, Jefferson Starship, and The Doors on the same bill. It'd be nothing for him to do that. Imagine a promote. That's what these festivals try to do now. You'll notice they'll have like Kingfish, and then The Cult, and then Billie Eilish, or this weird, like they're trying to kind of do what they used to do, is just make it about good music. I don't really care. Here's the thing, man. If it's good, it doesn't really matter. Look, for us old guys that we're not out beating the clubs up, stuff. We're not out beating the clubs up. This, I guess, is our way of socializing on a Saturday night. And I couldn't do this back in the Sunset Strip days. I had to put on my cowboy boots and my skin tight black pants and my shirt, with the, well, it was like, what were those shirts we used to wear? And it would have like polka dots on it or something. And, and you'd have it, open down to the belly button, and you'd have to pound 2 or 3 beers to walk out there. And, here's the thing, man, that would be a great video. Imagine if I could get 2 or 3 guys from the Sunset Strip days, and we do it up one more night. We put on our outfits, we tweak the hair out. I'll put on some guy liner. I'll put on a frilly shirt and some skin tight pants with skulls on them, and some boots of some kind, and get some flyers and go hit the street and just film it. Here's the thing, man. It's like the guy that I'm interviewing tomorrow on my channel. He says, once the show is over at the Whiskey, once they play, and he's played shows opening for big name bands. He's I can't think of the band names now, but he's played for some opening for some big bands. But once their show is over and everybody leaves the club, the street is dead. It's dead. Back in the day, there was more people on the street. You didn't even have to go in the clubs. Now, we could always get in the clubs because we were in a band and people knew we were promoting. Hey, we're playing here next week. Let us in. We want to promote. But, now, if I were to go, it's Saturday night, right? The only thing I could do is probably go in the Rainbow and hang out and have some small flyers and go and shoot the crap with everybody. But here's the thing, man. You really got to be single to do this. My wife doesn't want me out carousing. We would call it carousing, right? Carousing is like, you get your drink and hey, how you guys doing tonight? Hey, what's up? Nice shoes. Doing that whole thing, man. Comment on Gene Hackman. Okay. Bo, what do you want me to comment on it? It's tragic. They're saying she died from hantavirus, that the wife died from some virus she might have gotten from mouse droppings, and may have been dead for 7 days. And Gene Hackman was 93 and probably suffering from dementia, might not even have known that she was gone. And so, he lasted however long he lasted, and then he passed. So, me and P-Funk were absolute slayers of the carousing. We were master carousers. Me and P-Funk could go to Ralph's. Does everybody know what Ralph's is? Rock and Roll Ralph's was the Ralph's on Sunset Boulevard, about 1.5 miles or so from the Whiskey. And they used to call it Rock and Roll Ralph's because late at night, it would be nothing but, rock and rollers in there. I mean, I saw Paul Stanley in Rock and Roll Ralph's. I saw Graham Bonnet from Alcatraz in Ralph's, and probably a bunch more other people that I've probably since forgotten. And you would see bands in there. I used to see, and I've talked about this before. Um, you would see the gutter gypsy type bands, and they would all buy this Lucky Lager. I don't know what the hell that stuff was. We didn't drink that piss. We didn't drink. Yeah, there's Dr. Starr is here. Rock and Roll Denny's was pretty happening too. Yep, Rock and Roll Denny's was. Hey, me and P Funk, we weren't anybody's each other's wingmen. We were basically just come in and take over. And basically, here's the thing, man. You could say being a wingman or whatever, but when you're two people and you could bounce off of each other and stuff this, CB, I say put on those cowboy boots and get out there and start carousing, bro. Get out there and carouse. Here's the thing, man. Me and P Funk could go up to and start a conversation with anybody. And it would happen. It would just happen. You let the cards fall as they may, right? You would basically you go up you go up to a group of girls and say it's me and P Funk, and we go up to a group of girls and you just start talking, and people would know immediately, oh, this one likes Mike, and maybe the rest of them, and here's the thing, man. You would just let the cards fall as they may. The girls ultimately decide who they like, and they make that decision very quickly. So, me and Mike we were a great team, man. We could we and getting back to Ralph's, I remember going to Ralph's one time. It was me and P Funk and Johnny D Agostino, sweet Johnny D, and it was a typical night. It was probably like a Tuesday. It was probably like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and we went to go get some beer. We went to get a 12 pack. And we go into Rock and Roll Ralph's, and I don't know if P Funk remembers this story, but we're standing in the checkout line, and a couple girls see us with our 12 pack, and we start talking to them. And next thing you know, and I'm driving my piece of crap Mazda B2000 red pickup truck. Next thing you know, these girls are getting in. These girls are getting in the pickup truck, and we've got our 12 pack of beer. And it was literally, and that's the thing, man. You didn't even have to go down to the strip. And you could just go into Ralph's and go, hey, you guys, you holding the 12 pack and maybe a bottle of tequila. Go, hey, you guys want to go to a party? We're having a party. We got an apartment right up the street. So that's how that went. That master carousing, bro. When would you? I mean, that was the thing about it back then. It would amaze me that, like, dude, we just met these people and they're getting in our car and we're gonna go drink. It's like, who are these? We don't even know their names, and they're just hopping in this crap box. And that was the thing, man. You didn't have to have a nice car. You didn't have to do anything. CB, and I've told this to people, dude. I am a legendary wingman, though. But my wife doesn't even want me wingmanning anymore. Because here's the thing, man. When you're wingmanning, sometimes you throw the boomerang out there, and then the boomerang comes and hits you in the face. I mean, you can be talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, what are you doing? And it's just like, I just don't even want to put myself, CB, that's quite a wide range. I don't think you should have any problem if 21 to 59 is your age range. The CB, I don't have a 21-year-old daughter, so yeah, that's not going to happen, bruh. That's not going to happen. Uh, yeah, my wingmanning days are over. You know, I just don't want to be put in that position. Uh, I'm looking for. It's a good one, Freddie. Freddie just said, "I just respond. I'm looking for my wife and son." Yeah, I'll do that. I'll if any you know I've been playing gigs, and you know I remember some of my last gigs in Nashville. I remember I would play like Purple Rain, and then all of a sudden, you know, girls would, oh, that was amazing, and it's like, so what do you do? I live with my wife and my daughter, and I love them very much. Oh, that's so nice. I mean, you have to put up the wall because you just don't want to be in that situation. Yeah. What is CB do? CB, be careful, bro. Be careful. Yeah, just be careful, bro. Everybody, you know, hey, you guys in the chat, do what you're gonna do. I'm over here drinking water, bro. I'm drinking water and talking to you knuckleheads, man. Teresa, I'm 62 and don't look it. Get guys in 20s and 30s hit on me and way too young for me. Teresa, are you single? Because there's a lot of nice gentlemen in here that would probably like to have a conversation with you, Teresa de la Vega. You're right in the age range of a lot of these gentlemen in here. There you go. Now, FMP, come on, man. Oh, my goodness gracious. He's going to make pina colada. Yeah, this is you know, here's the thing, man. I have noticed in the early days of this channel, I didn't get a lot of women. And then we get Rhonda's coming every morning and joining us. And Leah comes, and now Laura is here. Uh, Teresa is, I'm single and never married. Actually like being single as very independent. Right on, Teresa. Good for you. I thought they should do a short. All right. That would be funny. Dr. Star, now that would be funny. That would be very funny. Let's see. Have you seen? Yeah. I'm glad I don't drink or do anymore. I don't judge people who do. Yeah, Randy, I hear you. Who is synthetic? I'm pounding sugar-free ginger ale. Right on, dude. I want to hear the gals' views about the playing and gear, etc. Yeah. So for the ladies that are here tonight, let's. This interests me. Are you here to talk about music? Are you here to talk about, you know, guitar? What's the? Just curious. What's the appeal or the humor? Do you like the humor or the chat? Here's the thing. We do this every Saturday night at 7 p.m. And every morning we do the Breakfast Club, and we have put out a new video. So tomorrow, right on, Teresa. I feel the same way. I partied like a rock star, and I like having a clear head now. And that's true, Bo. There's only so much to talk about guitars, and I feel that. I feel like that's what makes this channel different. You don't. Thank you, Leah. Thank you so much. Leah says, and I'll read her post because she says, "I'm here for all of it, Brad." Right on, Leah, and we're glad to have you here. Because here's the thing, man. Having women. Okay, come here, Mia. You want to say hi to everybody. Now, Mia has just come in the room. It's just Mia here right now. And we are at 59 minutes and 27 seconds, which
Hi!
means...
Do you want to eat poop turds?
Hey, Mia! Now you're gonna get us demonetized. Mia, that's not nice. Says, I'm sorry for saying that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, but can you say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Can you say hi to P-Funk?
Hi.
Say hi, P-Funk.
Hi.
Can you say hi, P-Funk?
Hi, P-Funk.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal, everybody. We are officially at an hour. It's just me and Mia here tonight, and Mia's got to go use the potty. So I think
Clap your hands.
clap, clap your hands. Clap, clap your hands. Clap, clap your hands. Clap your hands. So P-Funk just said hi, Mia. Can you wave? All right. So that's gonna
Give me a fist bump.
give her a fist bump. She wants a fist bump. Give you a fist bump. All right, so I hear Ace is yelping in the background. Mia's got to go potty, so that means it's Dad Brad time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll be chatting, the same people. We'll be chatting tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.
And Mommy's
East
out of
Erickson,
town.
thank you so much. Thank you so
And
much.
Mommy is out of town.
Yeah, Mom's out of town. So we are here, and Mama will be back tomorrow. And thank you so much, everybody that pitched in. Thank you. Have a great night.
And have a good choice to eat Raisin Bran.
She enjoyed eating Raisin Bran this morning.
With milk.
With milk. Yeah, good night. 8 a.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. Brand new video. Thank you, guys. See ya.